So looking at EuroCAD and also the rest of the CAD pairs, which are looking good for the month. So we'll look at them. But starting with EuroCAD, the first thing you need to do is mark your price difference area, which I've explained in several videos that you need to check out. So if you look at this strong candle here, this is what we call our price difference candle. This one here, this strong bearish candle here, because this candle creates a whole lot of a difference. So we want to mark the difference, which will be here. And like I've explained in many videos, that is where you would have your next resistance in case price reaches back to that area. So price on the monthly is approaching that level. And we know from this level, that's where we shall begin to look for trading opportunities when market reaches here. So this is something we have to monitor throughout the month. So with that being said, I can just come to another lower time frame and I begin to look for patterns that I can possibly trade. As you can see here, price got rejected and brought all of this, and now price is returning into this area. And that is where we shall look to trade from throughout this month. Now, what patterns shall we be looking out for from this other area here? Of course, if you study price from here, you will see how price is actually pulling back to this resistance, which is our price difference. And if you mark these other highs here, you will see we have a high here and then another high here. So if I'm to just put a horizontal line, that is how price is approaching. So meaning the way price is approaching here, we could actually have that scenario where we would have price reaches into this area here. We want to see those kinds of patterns, a head and shoulders. Then we can begin to trade, especially with these other lows being broken. So there are going to be a lot of trading opportunities for us on this pair. One is that you can trade from this resistance up here. And then two, you can actually wait until this area is broken. And then we can begin to look for further patterns and take it down. So this is what we need to monitor throughout the month for EuroCAD. And like I had said, we don't trade one pair in isolation. So we look at the pairs together. So EuroCAD, going to EuroCAD, I can also switch on to GBP CAD. And I try to also look at it from the bigger picture, which is the monthly time frame. And I see whether it is looking similar to what we analyze on EuroCAD. So again, you look left, you look at your price difference, that will be here. So this is our price difference here. And you can tell whenever price reached here, was rejected and price pulled back down big time. So you can see this pattern here. 1, 2, 3 touches into this resistance and price moves down. And then we have another possible price returning into this other area here. So when we come to a lower time frame, say the weekly or whatever lower time frame you want to see, if you look at price also here, from the weekly, you will see this kind of pattern movement, how price is trying to approach these other highs. And then finally, how shall we be able to trade this pattern? Again, you want to wait for price to be able to pull into this area and then gives you a confirmation pattern. However, you need to be very careful. This other week, this could actually act as a mini resistance that can bring price to the downside. In case that happens, you shall want to wait for this to be broken. So these are the areas in which we will be very much interested in trading. Let me explain it clearly. So this is the overall resistance where we will look for head and shoulders, double top, triple top, and then trade it from. But in case price reacts from this area and breaks this, this is where we shall come and wait for the pattern to continue to take the trading to the downside. So this is almost looking similar to EuroCAD, but that is how the CAD pairs are. And you just want to be patient and then wait for the right trading opportunity throughout this month. Remember, we have the whole month to wait for a trade. And then finally, I can come to the last CAD pair, which I would want to analyze and then also give you an update on what I am seeing. Okay, AUD CAD. I know a lot of people usually don't trade such pairs, but the thing is, the structure is really pretty good on this structure, on these pairs. Yeah. So looking at AUD CAD, the Aussie Kiwi. So you look at this strong candle here, that is what we call our price difference. And then the difference is here. And definitely, this is where we will have a resistance and then possibly to trade it to the downside. So with that being said, we can just come to the 4-hourly or a lower time frame, and we see how we can best trade from this resistance. Now you can see clearly here, when price reaches this area, there was a massive reaction. here, and that is what we have a resistance being formed here, and then maybe these lows here. So these are the two areas in which we shall want to trade. First is looking for trading opportunities here with a confirmation of course, or a fake out, and then we can trade that. And then in case price doesn't reach there and then comes to break this, then we can also trade this with further confirmation to the downside. So these are the possible moves for the card pairs throughout this week. So you can look at the rest of the card pairs and analyze them, but this is what we expect. And the only thing we just have to do now is to exercise patience and wait for the right trading opportunities to show themselves for us. And